For this lesson, you're going to need no special supplies, just a simple pencil, preferably with an eraser, or you're going to need an eraser, okay, and a simple piece of paper. We are going to copy a master drawing. It's a lot easier to copy somebody else's work. So, and master drawings, they're beautiful. So, what more fun can that be? And just sit at the kitchen table if you're comfortable, wherever you're comfortable. It's just, I just want to get people drawing and having fun with this. So, this is just going to be a fun lesson. So, here we go. Okay, so I have decided to do my drawing sketch in my sketchbook. I put the spiral on the right-hand side because I'm left-handed. I have already transferred the image to my paper using my homemade carbon paper, which is just pencil scribbled on a piece of paper, and I use that as my carbon paper. And that is what I used to lay underneath my transferable piece, and this is what I've come up with. So I have my image in front of me that I'm going to work from, the copy of the master drawing, and since everything's already in place, this makes it very nice. You can just go right in and start doing the drawing, adding in the values and the lines that have some character to them. And I always tend to go right into the eyes. So I'm going to do that here and just start adding in some values. He has a very heavy lid which shadows the eye itself. So that's what's going on right here in that eye. And I'm just going to go in and find the shape of that eye, corner of his eye, excuse me, lower lid, and just get the iris in. Again, over here, very heavy lid, shadow in the pupil, and then the shape of that eyelid. So right now, you're just going to go over the lines that you already have down, but of course, they're going to have more character to them, meaning they're going to be heavier, lighter, a little bit more of your handwriting into these lines and places of value. Like right here, there's this darkness going on in the corner of his eye here, which I'm going to put in right in the beginning. So I'm just going to go around his entire face, or the entire drawing, and start filling in his features here. Paying attention to what lines are heavier, where are some of the darker values, the lighter values, as I do this. And I have a very scribbly hand when I draw, and I guess you'd say also when I paint, but it really shows up when I draw. So your touch may not be as scribbly and frantic looking as mine. So just go with whatever touch is comfortable for you, but keep it light and loose, as loosely and as you can. Nothing tight right now. Or nothing tight ever, really. It's just a matter of things building up to take on more form. The form starts to happen when it's just you just keep going back into something and building it up. And if you do find that you are starting to get heavy, getting a heavy hand, or laboring over one area, it might be in your best interest just to go in and erase it and go into it again with a lighter hand. But you've learned something. you've learned something. You know, by you've learned more about the shape of his feature in that particular area that you might have been laboring over, the shape of something, so that when you do erase and go back into it, you are now more familiar with the area, and that it may come easier to you the second time around. So I'm referring to the image to find some of these values and lines that weren't on the traceable. So I would like to get through the whole drawing here at least once before I may go back in and start to work and bring things out in certain areas. Just get the whole thing pretty much in place first. And I am probably looking at the image more than I am my drawing right now. And I really have no idea what's going on over here. It's just a very loose something, which makes it beautiful. Okay, so there's kind of our initial thing. And now we can just go in and find the side of his face here, which you're going to kind of want to probably establish early on, or probably right now, just to start giving the head some form. And just really understanding where his face is. As opposed to the side of his head. And what's fun about working from a drawing that's already been drawn is that, you know, kind of everything's been worked out for you. And, you know, and if you're working from an old master drawing, all the more fun. I mean, this is such a beautiful drawing, and the more you get into it and see what's going on, the more you realize how beautiful it really is and just how well it's done. It's so much fun to see. Every now and then, you know, stand back, take a look, see how it's progressing. You know, give it the freedom to kind of develop in a way it wants to develop, with a little coercion from you, of course. And if you need to, really take some time and look at, for example, say this eye. This eye is so well done. And just see where all the values, different value shifts are. eye. Really try to see them. Try to be true to the shapes that you see in the drawing, your reference drawing. So I am just going to go in and work this. Finding some darker values. The medium values. And add those values any way you want, whether you cross hatch it, scribble it in little circles, however you want to do it, little hatch marks, whatever method is comfortable for you, whatever method feels natural to you. I've discovered that this scribbling is so natural for me that I just go with it. That seems to be what my hand wants to do. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to work this, and I'll check back in with you when I get it to a stage where I think that might be helpful for you to see. So as I progress with this, I want to make sure that everything's lining up the way it should. And it should, but I think sometimes as you get more into the drawing, things can get shifted over. So you want to just keep rechecking, making sure things are still lining up the way you want them to. Just go on and on with this. So you just kind of have to decide when you're done. And I think I'm getting there as far as how far I want to take this. But I don't want anything to stand out too much. So I have to make sure I'm happy with what's happening. You know, so I think I'm good. I see places where I could go in and start digging out a little bit more stuff, but like this eye. But generally speaking, I think I'm good. So there, that was so much fun. It's such a beautiful drawing, and I hope you had fun with it too.